Good morning and welcome to another edition of 7 Days. It's always a pleasure to have you join us on this program. A lot had happened the previous week, but we'll bring to you the major stories we reported. I am Udwakobong Achibo. In the course of the week in focus, Governor Godwin Obaseki tasked the PDP members in the 5 local governments that make up Isang land to join forces with him in the cleanup of the local governments in the state to achieve policies and programs targeted at people at the grassroots. The governor was speaking when he met with leaders in the 5 local government councils in Edo Central. The governor also met with members in the 7 local government areas in Edo South.
Concerned about the decadence in governance which has grossly affected the masses at the grassroots, Governor Obaseki says he has not been impressed with the way state and local government executives run government in recent times. Differentiating government from politics, the governor was emphatic that his administration would not deceive the masses who gave him the mandate at the September 19 elections. He expressed a desire to see the best nominated as political appointees to join in driving the mega mantra of his administration.
Everybody came out to come and vote for us. They were telling me something, that we have hope in you. Do not disappoint us. And if we disappoint them, God will not be kind to us again.
On electricity, Governor Obaseki says electricity companies must decide their fate in the state. This is as he promises to make the Abu Ali University ECOMA a world-class institution.
Please, for the sake of our children, for the sake of our future, join me, support me, so that we can clean up Abu Ali and reposition it. And if you don't have institutions, world-class institutions, that will train people to have world-class knowledge, you're going to be left behind.
From Edo Central Senatorial District to Edo South, the message of the governor is not different. Party leaders across the 2 senatorial districts resolve to work in unity to achieve the goals of the governor.
Quickly emerging as one of the top governors in PDP, and is quickly defining a position for himself as one of the most precious governors in our country.
I hereby move that the people of Edo South, based on all that you have told us, have resolved to give you all the support that you need to succeed, and that we have implicit confidence in you and your government.
We will sit down as women and choose our best to send to you, and you will not be disappointed.
With the meeting driven by the theme of integration, harmonization and good governance over, it is expected that if the message resonates properly, sooner rather than later, the dividends of democracy would be enjoyed in the states.
Also happening in the week under review, Edo State government took steps to partner Edo-based international firm Rockchai Wood Company to grow 1 million trees a year in the next 10 years. The strengthening of partnership informed Governor Godwin Obaseki's tour of facilities at the company in Utesi, Bobakal government area of the state.
Governor Godwin Obaseki is here at the facilities of the Edo-based international firm to seek collaboration to regenerate seedlings of different species of wood to break the world record in tree planting.
With what I've seen today, their plan is by 2024 they'll have about 3 million seedlings of various varieties of trees, of forest products for us to work with. So now that we know that they have the capacity to do 3 million trees, we will push that capacity to at least 10 and see how we can grow at least 1 million trees a year in this state over the next 10 years. And then that way we'll have had the kind of forest cover that we need.
He expresses determination to balance sustainability with livelihood.
To try and get companies in to establish. Look at the number of people who are working here. Look at how many people they've taken off the streets of us. We should encourage that more. And then they will undertake their corporate responsibilities, because having made this level of investments, there's really no reason why they would not make their own contribution.
The managing director, Rotai Wood Company, Hong, says it will operate under the legal conditions of the state.
For what we are going to do is not only for our company. We are going to do is for all the people involved and also for the communities. And also we try to do our best to contribute, to pay back to other states.
It is the determination of Governor Obaseki to focus his administration towards creating an enabling environment for businesses and investors to thrive.
In the week under review, government ministry, academic institution and other stakeholders in the environment sector celebrated World Environment Day in Edo State, a day which draws attention to the need for everyone to protect the environment. The Faculty of Social Science, University of Benin commemorated the day by planting trees. The exercise, which was also participated by the Vice-Chancellor of the institution, Professor Lilian Salami, and others, was a way of making the environment habitable and encourage members of the public to plant a tree.
Systems are inherently elastic, resilient, and self-perpetuating. To this end, our actions should walk the talk while we wholeheartedly embrace planting of trees.
We want to assist government. We are small, but we have what it takes to assist government, particularly in the Niger Delta.
Has done a lot of damage, a lot of distortion. So now we want to start relearning the art of cooperating with nature.
The Federal Ministry of Environment, in marking the day, placed emphasis on the need for people to avoid harmful practices that impact negatively on the ecosystem. Since the call to preserve the ecosystem requires attitudinal and behavioral change on the part of the citizens, awareness and advocacy were described as crucial means of achieving success in the campaign.
Whichever state of residence you are, you key in and we'll make sure that the aim of which this event is being celebrated is achieved, which is making our environment a safe one, and not just a safe one, a sustainable one.
By planting of trees, we should make conscious efforts to see that our environment is sustainable.
It is better for us now to begin to find ways in which we can recycle most of these plastics that ends up in our drainages, thereby causing flooding to our homes.
Also not left out of the celebration of World Environment Day were environmentalists and policymakers who harped on the need for a state of environmental emergency for ecosystem restoration. Stakeholders agreed that concerted actions at local, national and international levels are needed on pragmatic system change towards sustainable development pathway.
Restoring the ecosystem protects and improves the livelihood of millions of people and maintains the Earth's biological diversity.
The end product of photosynthesis is required for respiration. I hope we know that. So there's an interrelation. Whereas we require oxygen, which we get from the plants require carbon dioxide, which it gets from us.
Ecological restoration involves renewing or restoring degraded, damaged ecosystem, habitats, or the environment through direct or active human intervention and action.
The World Environment Day was celebrated on the theme Ecosystem Restoration. In the week under review, the infrastructure and academic reforms of the University of Benin under Vice-Chancellor Professor Lilian Salami yielded positive results in the institution. The Vice-Chancellor, while inspecting ongoing projects, reiterated her commitment to collaborate with the federal government and other key players to achieve her mandate.
The projects inspected includes those initiated by the Vice-Chancellor but funded by TED Fund. The ongoing construction of the 24-office building, mainly for senior professors, was the first point of call for Professor Lilian Salami and her team. The tour then moved to the Food Science and Human Nutrition building, which is near completion. Other TED Fund projects inspected include the International Male and Female Hostel, the construction and furnishing of twin lecture theatres. The construction has resumed at College of Medical Sciences Block 24, which was abandoned since 2013. The faculties of Law, Agriculture, Pharmacy and Environmental Sciences also benefited from the 1,500 upholstered lecture seats interior furnishing project.
Anything that empowers this mandate actually is empowering the students, the staff, and then our output in terms of graduates will not only be marketable locally but internationally, because we're trying as much as possible to drive the system with the best practices, global best practices, and these projects are going to enhance that.
Some secondary schools in Benin City in the course of the week in focus took delivery of facilities and academic materials to enhance learning. The gesture was from All Students Association of the benefiting schools. A renovated block comprising 4 classrooms and 4 broken perimeter fence areas were presented to Western Boys High School by the Old Boys Association of the school 1990 set. They appealed to the student to stop destroying infrastructure, as it can be discouraging for them to invest if they should do so.
We renovate the classroom block. We furnished and installed marker boards in each of the 4 classrooms. In order to safeguard the pupils and the school infrastructure, we also constructed the broken fence at 5 different points along the perimeter of the school.
What we have now is this will be our way out. This will be a boarding facility. If we are renovating a boarding facility to be a classroom, it means that something is wrong. But we are going to manage this. We are going to still pray that the state government intervenes and assists us.
I want to plead to you students to stop joining outsiders to destroy your school.
That's how grateful we are to you. We say big kudos to all and more grace to your elbow.
Government, cannot do it all. Hence, I'm happy you are joining us to do it.
I want to tell them thank you due to the fact that they did forget the school during their period of time.
The Old Boys of 1990 also supported the education of 10 indigenous students of the school financially.
And the words cannot actually express how happy I am coming to give back to school just a little thing from what they have done for me.
Meanwhile, notebooks, mathematical sets and pens were presented to the students of Baptist High School by the All Student Association Worldwide, led by its president, Efosa Uigwe. The president of the association and chairman of the board of the school described the school in glowing terms, which has produced outstanding men and women, including the Vice Chancellor of University of Benin, Professor Lilian Salami, Antonio Kumboa, among others, as well as the gesture.
We are here in Baptist High School to give to the students some educational materials that was facilitated, that was made possible by our branch in North America. The North America branch decided to give back to this school notebooks, mathematical set and pens.
I'm so proud of what our organization has begun to do. We hope to do more for the school.
Of this school, they have planned and made it necessary to show their concern to each and every one of you students, to staff and to the management. And because of this, they have done a production of some books, notebooks, massets that they will be giving to all students.
We really appreciate all of this. This is going to help us a lot.
We appreciate the gifts and their acts of gratitude and kindness towards us. We pray that God will replenish their pockets.
On behalf of the staffs and students of Baptist High School Benin City, we say a big thank you to BOSA for the things they've given to us.
The school was founded in 1967. We now take a break. We'll be back shortly. Please stay tuned.
You can always watch our news live at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Also,
Watch Midweek Connect at 9 a.m. every Wednesday and our other programs such as Health Plus, Schools Debate, Praise Vibes, and Events and Star on our YouTube channel, NTA Benin. Please do not forget to subscribe and leave a comment.
Many thanks for staying tuned. You're still watching 7 Days. In the course of the week in focus, Assistant Inspector General of Police Zone 5, Isaac Akimuyede, charged officers of the State Command to fortify all formations against any form of attack and concentrate more on intelligence gathering. It was during his first official visit to the command's headquarters in Benin City.
AIG Akimoyede has been going round commands under the zone to ensure the commands are peaceful. It is also to boost the morale of officers and assure them of the backing of leadership of the police force. He charged them to protect themselves and people of the state from any attack.
In view of the security situation in the country generally, we have to go underground. We have to utilize the men of our SIB and also members of the public in order to ferret information and intelligence that can assist us in doing our job the best way that we can. We don't want a situation whereby people will come and disturb the peace that the state is enjoying. In the area of attacks by the IPOB, all the formations must be fortified. A threat is a threat, no matter how small it is.
Commissioner of Police Philip Ogbaudu is happy that the visit will enhance commitment of officers to their jobs.
The men has been gingered, they have been motivated, they have been talked to, they have been moved into action, putting in mind the human rights structure and so many other things.
Representatives of all police divisions were at the meeting.
Meanwhile, in the course of the week in focus, the newly posted Assistant Corps Marshal Zone RS5, Andrew Ayodele, promised implementing measures that will ensure optimum regulation of traffic rules to ensure several routes in the state. This was while briefing newsmen on the command's operation plan in Benin City.
The zonal commander is optimistic that despite security challenges facing the command in recent times, they will work to ensure safety of road users in Edo State. He noted that the high rate of road crashes often recorded is caused by impatience and disrespect for constituted authorities and enjoined motoring public to be law-abiding.
The Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps has given us a marching order to ensure that we reduce this rate of road traffic crashes to the barest minimum. What we have done here is to put our heads together, ensure that we use our homegrown initiative in ensuring that we reduce the rate of road traffic crashes down to the barest minimum. We will be giving prompt attention now to the victims of road traffic crashes 24/7, and we will ensure again that every obstructions along the major highways that can cause traffic gridlock or road traffic crashes is removed promptly.
Assistant Corps Marshal Andrew Kumakbayi was the former sector commander FRSC Anambra State Command. He was posted to Edo State after promotion to Assistant Corps Marshal. He is in charge of Edo, Delta, and Anambra States.
Also happening in the week under review, traders in New Benin Market expressed displeasure over the new system of taxation in the market. They said the number of levies and taxes amount to double taxation, which is now a source of worry considering the economic hardship they are going through. The traders embarked on a protest to register their grievances.
When NTA News crew visited, shops were under lock, while the traders were seen carrying placards with various inscriptions. They want the state government to review levies amounting to what they termed as double taxation.
When you are forcing us to pay what we cannot pay, automatically you are telling us to quit the business. If we quit, where are we going to? Going back to the village to stay? The hardship is becoming too much. We cannot bear.
We are made to pay 60,000. Already 15,000. Then word creation 20,000. The total is 95,000 per shop. And as I talk to you, most traders, when we go to borrow money, my brother,
we dey beg you, I beg make you come help us, oh. Come help us, our baba. Wetin we dey pay tax only though e too much.
It's 2015. We have been giving them assessment. They not pay. Nobody has gone. We only did reminder this year. So it is the accumulated assessment since 2015 till now. Some of them may having that. They should go and pay. How they pay, they can also discuss that with the Internal Revenue Service. Ours is to submit the assessment to them. It has been done. Payment and collection is done by Internal Revenue Service.
And to sports stories in the course of the week in focus, the management of Bendel Insurance Football Club said it will institute legal suit against Remo Stars Football Club of Ogun State for the ill treatment meted on players and officials of Bendel Insurance during the 29th games of the Nigeria National League NLL against Remo Stars in Ikene, Ogun State. Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu disclosed this while addressing officials and players of the club on arrival at the Government House, Benin City.
The deputy governor there receiving the players from Ogun State at the Edo State Government House after the bitter encounter with Remo Stars in an away match at Ogun State this Sunday. Kendo Sagade is the media officer, Benin Insurance FC. He narrates their deed in the hands of the angry mobs.
All of them came down, descended on us, started chasing us with sticks, stones, different kind of things, iron rod and all, chasing us. So we thought it was going to just end like after some argument away. They chased us. Some of our players were now jumping through the fence to escape. The police we thought was going to even assist to save the situation was even the one that had our captain that went to the scene to also help. That even held the captain and started beating the captain.
Expressing dissatisfaction over the incident, the deputy governor says it is the second time his players are being assaulted during field play. He wants stringent actions to be taken against Remo Stars FC and its owner, while demanding an outright ban on referee Igwe Godwin from officiating football games.
We demand from NFF and the League Management Committee to first ban Remo FC from further participating in any organized tournament by the NFF, because if fans and players and officials of a football club will connive to beat up fellow players and officials, for me is barbaric, and we take exception to that, and we are requesting that NFF, as a matter of real sanction, that club should be banned for a period of not less than 5 years. That the management of Bendel Insurance FC will check the level of damage that match has cost us, and we are instituting a legal suit against Remo FC and the owner of the club.
Governor Gordon Obaseki wants NNL and NFF to guarantee the safety and security of his players in subsequent away matches if the Obaseki boys must remain in the league.
And still talking sports in the course of the week in focus, the reintroduction of annual school sports, the formulation of a well-articulated sports policy, the provisions of funding and exposure of athletes to national as well as international competitions were some of the considerations key players in sport emphasized at a one-day stakeholders workshop on sport development held in Edo State. The Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu presented an address and set the tone for deliberation by participants.
Deputy Governor Philip Chwaibu, while acknowledging huge investment in infrastructure as one reason for successfully hosting the 20th National Sports Festival, urged stakeholders to work collaboratively towards revamping sports across the state.
Edo is a hub and the native land of sporting excellence in Nigeria. The massive renovation of the Samuel Ogumiloro Stadium into an international standard with the state-of-the-art facility, as well as the construction of 20 mini stadia across the 18 local government areas in the 3 senatorial districts of Edo State is a testimony to the fact that this administration means business and is ready to return sport to Edo, the native land.
A syndicate session comprising 3 groups did an assessment of the areas where Edo State has done well, where and what needs to be improved, as well as sustaining excellence in sports. Some salient issues raised from this session are the creation of sports clubs, talent identification from the grassroots, sponsorship, and the incorporation of sports journalists into various sports associations.
The National Sport Festival that we just finished, they have to build on it. And in building on it means that they have to improve on the performance of the athletes.
Whatever we have done today is going to be implemented to the last.
The state government has even told us that the plan is that from next year we're going to be implementing these programs.
We are saying now that we should go back to the former, because before now we know Edo North for long distance races. We know Ovia area for throwing javelin and discus and others.
Traditional sport is going to benefit by creating more awareness, because it's a sport that is still growing.
And that's it on 7 days. Many thanks for watching. Join us again next week for another edition. Until then, do have a blessed week ahead of you. Good morning.